lots of requests coming in for ticker symbol AMAM, as it had a massive day here, as you can see with this massive green candle. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with this analysis here. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by once again. This is ARCa coming at you with an AMAM freestyle type of analysis. So actually, since time is running very short and the requests are getting so high, I'm actually going to run a freestyle thread of analysis so you can see how I do it from start to beginning as fast as I could. So consider this a game of speed chess. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at what we have in the charts. Before we get started, actually, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community in Discord called ARCa. With that said, let's go ahead and dive right in. Okay, so AM on the daily chart right here, as you can see, we've had a massive upsurge. Let's just go ahead and see what the percentage is in the first place. So from 38 cents to $4.54 equals just about an 1100% move to the upside, which is just incredibly massive. So let's take the first step and load an RSI, which is a relative strength index, just to see how, sorry, just one iteration. Okay, so we are massively overbought. Okay, so we're at 93.17%. You can see the values right here to the right. 93.41 or 17, right around there. So 93% overbought. This is, let's see, let's zoom out. Okay, so this is historically the highest the RSI has ever been for AM. The probabilities of us retracing from these areas are a lot greater. Usually I like to start in the daily time frame so we can see exactly what we have. First of all, this ticker is just ugly. This chart is just horrendous. Okay, this ticker has literally never seen any upside ever. So the likelihood of this starting to sell off from this point here is even greater now. Okay, so I'm not gonna be able to take a fib from this area here, but let's just go ahead and just load just for giggles some moving averages. Okay, so we do have the SMA 200, which is the 200-day simple moving average, located at about $2.67, which could be a likely area for support before continuing on to the upside and then starting to find this downside movement like this. So if you're in profit right here, please know that I'm not a financial advisor. Take whatever I show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, okay? I need you to do your own DD and we'll be okay, all right, you guys? So yeah, because I can't actually suggest for you to buy or sell any assets in this case, okay? So yeah, so if this was me playing this ticker, I would already be taking profits right at this level here, which is massively high and unexpected. Okay, so let's go ahead and drop to a shorter time frame now and see what we have. Let's look at the 8-hour. Okay, so we already see that there is a retracement happening in the aftermarket hours. It has already reached the $2.16 zone, which I mentioned to be similar to around here, $2.66. So it's already using the 200-day simple moving average from the daily as a form of support. Okay, so now let's go back to that 8-hour. Okay, now let's go to the 6-hour here. We do have a tiny gap, which is presenting now a psychological component here. This is something that we have to keep in mind. Okay, so let's see. From this point here to that point right there could be another area of relevant support alongside the 100-day simple moving average. This is, let's see, the range is between $1.74 to $1.83. This is likely an area for us to come back in the immediate short term. So you're looking at the 6-hour chart here, and as you can see from the 93 percentile of the RSI, we are already rejecting that upside and starting to release some. Actually, this is a disbursement of profits here. So we're already at 76.64% and still red hot. Okay, so this is likely to still continue on to the downside. Let's move on now to a smaller term time frame. 4-hour. Okay, 4-hour has already touched $2.19. We already caught that. Let's look at the more immediate short term. Okay, so there is a support from the SMA 10 in the hourly chart, which is at about $3.31. That could face, there could be a bounce here. The thing to remember here, guys, is that when we're pumped this high up, this all on its own, it's a psychological component, okay? FOMO. So in this case, we can't, I mean, traders like me who are usually best at mathematical sequences or mathematical systems, I tend to trade better when there's a historical back tests. You know, in this case, this is very much freestyle and me just looking at it in a very discretionary manner. Okay, so what looks like is potentially happening in this immediate short-term time frame, and we can actually validate this going into a micro time frame, maybe the 30-minute. It looks like we've already started the process of potentially building what could be a rising wedge here, and usually rising wedges present a downside. Okay, so in this case, if we were to use the 10-day simple moving average as a bounce area, that could very likely happen for a short-term upside to test this resistance here one more time. Now, the reason I'm just putting this trend line here in a very discretionary manner, I'm not exactly sure that's where it's going to be, but we can try to imply that with let's see, let's take it from the hourly Fibonacci ratio. So a Fibonacci retracement from the hourly to actually the full-on low down here. You can see that people are already using the 4-spot 618 at $4.37 as that form of resistance before failing it. So we have made the full move, the full geometrical move. Okay, so in this case, yes, we can see a potential drop to actually. Let me just make a quick adjustment to this line here and align it to a couple things here. Oh man. Okay, so actually no, I'm not gonna do that because there is heavy relevance between the 3-spot 618 golden mean at $3.51, which is very close to the SMA 10 that could potentially face a wick down like this. And let me give you just an implied projection here, something like this here before us finding this. Maybe this could potentially be all during tomorrow's session. We'll do the final and third touch before a capitulation event to find this downside as a form of support, and then do another type of movement here. So another thing to keep in mind is that in momentum represented by RSI, we can actually see linear regression happening. So in this form, we can actually imply a potential short-term move to the upside and then continue on to the downside like this. Okay, so this is only one iteration from this area here. It's not guaranteed that that's what's going to happen, but usually linear regression is something that happens within the trade very often. Okay, so there is the potential to where we can see something like this happen as well. Okay, aside from the geometrical aspect being already met to the 4-spot 618, the highest level possible, I can definitely see this continue on to the downside if we're playing by the playbook rules. Only if we're playing by the playbook rules. Okay, if we are not playing by the rules, and this is still just having that fear of missing out, that FOMO, then yes, there could be a continuation onto the upside, but everything thus far is red hot and cooked and suggesting downside. Okay, so if you are in profits, I would highly consider taking profits now. Okay, but with that said, I think this is a pretty good place for me to leave off the video. If you have any questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to reach out to me on Discord or Twitter. I'll make sure to leave the links in the description below for you to consider joining the trading community in Discord called ARCa. With that said, I wish you well, a very good night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios.